Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so you friends see it. Thank you.
Roy Moore responds to Hannity, proved he's innocent with scathing message to attackers. Fox News host Sean Hannity has a strong track record of supporting politicians who are true Republicans and promote real conservative values. Unsurprisingly, Hannity fully backed Senate candidate Roy Moore in the face of the Republican establishment's attacks against him. Unfortunately, Moore has come under significant scrutiny recently after charges were leveled against him that he had improper sexual contact with high school-age girls. Moore kept largely silent about the accusations, which prompted Hannity to give him an ultimatum to respond to Sean and his viewers regarding these attacks. The former Alabama Supreme Court Chief Justice did not disappoint, penning a powerful, scathing open letter about his attackers, completely dismantling their arguments. Wrote Moore, "I am suffering the same treatment other Republicans have had to endure. A month prior to the general election for U.S. Senate in Alabama, I have been attacked by the Washington Post and other liberal media in a desperate attempt to smear my character and defeat my campaign." Moore's fiercest accuser has been an Alabama woman named Beverly Nelson, who recently claimed that Moore tried to rape her behind a dumpster when she was 16. Moore ripped her by pointing out the fact that he was the judge who presided over the courtroom proceedings of her divorce in 1999, and she never requested for him to be recused. Stated Moore, the most recent accuser, Beverly Nelson, was a party in a divorce action before me in Etowah County Circuit Court in 1999. No motion was made for me to recuse. In her accusations, Nelson did not mention that I was the judge assigned to her divorce case in 1999, a matter that apparently caused her no distress at a time that was 18 years closer to the alleged assault. He added, yet 18 years later, while talking before the cameras about the supposed assault, she seemingly could not contain her emotions. Do you think this proves that accuser Nelson has no credibility? He scared the living hell out of me, second accuser says Al Franken did something revolting to her. Strident Democratic Senator Al Franken of Minnesota loves to play the part of liberal moral authority. During confirmation hearings earlier this year, for example, Senator Franken relentlessly badgered and harassed Jeff Sessions over so-called crimes and lying. However, once the curtain got pulled back, we got to see what a hypocrite Al Franken is behind the scenes. The former Saturday Night Live comedian was caught having sexually assaulting sports commentator Leanne Tweeden while they were on the USO tour together in Vietnam in 2006. Thankfully, Republican Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has already taken action to condemn his colleague, saying, "As with all credible allegations of sexual harassment or assault, I believe the Ethics Committee should review the matter. I hope the Democratic leader will join me on this," McConnell said. Regardless of party, harassment and assault are completely unacceptable, in the workplace or anywhere else. Unfortunately for Franken, it looks like his sexual abuse fallout is just beginning, as a second accuser has just come forward against him. This time it is a former radio host named Melanie Morgan. Tweeted Morgan recently, "Yes, it's true. I was stalked and harassed by Al Franken. I will have details at Media Equalizer shortly." She later followed up, reiterating, "Al Franken stalked and harassed me. He scared the living hell out of me. It's all true. Do you think pervert Franken needs to resign from the Senate?" Democrat blasts Roy Moore but says pervert lib Al Franken did the right thing. Democrats keep proving over and over again that they are the party of hypocrites. Instead of trying to help Republican President Donald Trump restore our country, they have spent all their time and energy recently running a smear campaign against Senate candidate Roy Moore over his supposed sex crimes. Unfortunately for Democrats, one of the biggest banner wavers, Hard-left Minnesota Senator Al Franken, just got hit with his own damning allegations when two women came forward and accused him of committing disturbing sex acts with them. In predictable fashion, Democrats immediately applied a double standard with conservative Roy Moore versus liberal Al Franken. Scott Malazar, who formerly served as Vice President Joe Biden's deputy chief of staff, went on CNN and said that Senator Franken is somehow better than Moore because of how he acted. Malazar made the argument that Franken had redeemed himself because he admitted to what he did and apologized, in contrast to Moore, who has refused to accept that bogus charges leveled against him. Said Scott, "It's awful to read, it's awful to see, it's awful to hear. The difference is Al Franken did the right thing. He apologized, and he's attempting to move forward." He then stated about the embattled Republican, "What we're seeing from Roy Moore is defiance." Malazar is also forgetting how insincere Franken's half-baked apology was to his victim. Stated Franken, "I certainly don't remember the rehearsal for the skit in the same way, but I send my sincerest apologies to Leanne. As to the photo, it was clearly intended to be funny but wasn't. I shouldn't have done it. Do you think Democrats are double-standard hypocrites?" Lib journalists attack Trump for drinking Fiji water, Eric Bolling destroys them with one fact. Liberal journalists always whine about how badly they are supposedly treated by the White House when they are covering Republican President Trump. However, time and time again they demonstrate exactly why they deserve to be put in their place by White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders and others. President Trump just returned from an exhausting extended trip to Asia, and gave a press briefing about it. At one point during the briefing he got thirsty and reached for a bottle of water. The bottle he drank from happened to be Fiji brand bottled water, which suddenly became a bigger story to these journalists than the substance of Trump's remarks. Wrote one liberal who was outraged that Trump drank a bottle of foreign water, "I'm surprised I haven't seen anyone mention that Trump was drinking Fiji water. Apparently American water isn't one of the things he's making great again." Added another, "The bottle of #water Trump drank at his press conference today appears to be Fiji water, imported 7,800 miles from Fiji to DC. Because American water isn't good enough, I guess." Thankfully, conservative commentator Eric Bolling was there to hit back at these small-minded liberals with a dose of the truth. He wrote via his Twitter account, "Before you go there, Fiji water is sourced in Fiji but the company is headquartered in Los Angeles, California. They pay U.S. taxes. And the imports are good for our vast global trade imbalances. Why are liberals so stupid?" Hillary explains why no one should investigate her. It's personally offensive. According to Hillary Clinton, the idea of an investigation against her is personally offensive. "I regret deeply that this appears to be the politicization of the Justice Department and our justice system," said Hillary during an interview with Mother Jones. This Uranium One story has been debunked countless times by members of the press, by independent experts. It is nothing but a false charge that the Trump administration is trying to drum up in order to avoid attention being directed at them, said Hillary, even though the New York Times confirmed that it was true. "I mean, even Trey Gowdy, somebody who's hardly a fan of mine, said that there doesn't seem to be the basis for a special counsel. Of course, there isn't," said Hillary, leaving out that Gowdy did say she should be investigated. She then said it is personally offensive that they would do this. "But taking myself out of it, this is such an abuse of power, and it goes right at the rule of law, and if they sent a signal that we are going to be like some dictatorship, some authoritarian regime, where political opponents are going to be unfairly, fraudulently investigated, that trips at the fabric of the contract we have that we can trust our justice system," said Hillary. Comey was caught drafting letters of Hillary's innocence before he even interviewed her. "We definitely need a new investigation." Meghan McCain destroys The View hosts when they try to make Franken's sex abuse all about Trump. Sex crime witch hunting liberals just suffered a big blow recently when it was revealed that one of their standard bearers, Democratic Senator Al Franken, had committed sexual misconduct by groping and forcibly kissing a former model-turned-sports broadcaster named Leanne Tweeden in 2006. ABC's liberal talk show The View decided to tackle the uncomfortable topic of a member of their Democratic team being outed as a sex predator. In pathetic fashion, however, the hosts of the show somehow found a way to make this all about President Donald Trump. On The View, the liberal hosts decided to give Senator Franken an easy pass because he apologized, saying, "I certainly don't remember the rehearsal for the skit in the same way, but I send my sincerest apologies to Leanne. As to the photo, it was clearly intended to be funny but wasn't. I shouldn't have done it." They then immediately pivoted to President Trump and tried to attack him instead for Franken's sins. Said Joy Behar, "What about Trump? His people are saying that those women who accused him are liars." Thankfully, conservative Meghan McCain was on hand to call Behar out for this sleazy move, saying, "Oh my God, this isn't about Trump right now though." She continued, "This is serious. I know her. And when you're saying what about Trump, this is about Leanne. This is an epidemic. Bipartisan, across party lines." Liberal co-host Sunny Hostin then shifted to Trump again, saying, "I think Joy's point is that we've talked about, do politicians get a pass? We heard the Hollywood Access tape and his accusers, 16 of them. Are you glad Meghan called them out?